Hey critters, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Today we have a topic that I didn't think I'd be talking about so soon, but I'm just gonna jump right into it. James Charles is back. I was just thinking the other day, I was like, where did he go? Because I was thinking he came out with like 5 apologies, and then he tried to come back like a few times, and like a lot of influencers and celebrities were kind of just being like, oh my god, James, we're friends again, right? We're like, I just knocked over a fucking pill bottle, I'm sorry for that noise. Okay. But yeah, everyone kind of like, I feel like a lot of people in non-influencer spheres were like, when it comes to him coming back after, of course, allegedly grooming minors, as we saw, and him admitting to that, which he did. But anyways, yeah, he's kind of sneaking back into the industry, as it seems, because I remember he had, after everything happened, there's a few companies that dropped him, I think, if I recall correctly. And that was a big thing, because it was like his thing is makeup and stuff, you know? I mean, it's what he does, and he, like, of course, has been coming out with stuff since then, but it seemed like he was kind of barred from a lot of opportunities after all that went down, and it was like, okay, he's finally facing some kind of repercussion, at least. And, I mean, of course, it wasn't going to last forever, these repercussions, but it seemed like it was going to be kind of keeping him out of that industry for a while, but he's been sneaking back. He's been a little sneaky little guy, and it's he was saying that all these people, all these massive fucking celebrities were wearing his brand. And he was like, yeah, like Nicki Minaj, Beyonce, Becky G, and Avril Lavigne, and like a shit ton of other people. He was like, oh my god, they're wearing my brand, and it's so fucking awesome. But then he goes on to explain what he did is that he gave samples of his brand is called Painted, by the way, to some of his makeup like artist friends that are makeup artists for these big celebrities, and was like, oh haha, try these out if you want, yeah. And so then these celebrities end up using these makeups, this makeup that he made, and I don't know how much they know that they're wearing James Charles's makeup, because that's like an insane thing to do. I like the way that he's speaking about it, like they endorsed him, which I don't think they would. These celebrities like Beyonce, I don't think she would want to touch him with a 10-foot pole. I mean, I'm not too sure. A lot of celebrities were like welcoming him with open arms again. But yeah, it was just a really weird thing for him to try and sneak into saying that these celebrities like his makeup, when it's really he was kind of, again, he was being a little sneaky little guy and trying to get his friends to kind of spread his makeup around before his launch to kind of like drum up support for it and be like, oh my god, look, fucking Nicki Minaj is wearing my paint or whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah, it was just a really strange thing to do, and it's kind of concerning because it's like, did these celebrities, like, it's like, they, I'm not sure how much they were told, because it's like, did they just like were they not told that it was from James, and that they like it's it's just not, it doesn't seem very ethical to kind of just like trick these celebrities into endorsing him, especially people like Nicki Minaj and Beyonce, who are like fucking massive, you know. Um but yeah, that's the first part of this big disaster that is James Charles trying to sneak back into the industry, because oh lord, it's like everything, a lot of things went wrong with this launch. It's fine. Like we'll get into it. So second of all, he was ordering his PR kits that he wanted to send to different influencers and celebrities like Tana Mojo, which I think he went and gave one to her, which that was kind of out of left field. Everyone's freaking out about that. But he ordered these PR kits, and the fucking truck overturned with the stuff in it, and he was like, oh my god, the makeup, my fucking PR kits, and he was like freaking out about that. And everyone was like, understandably, like even I was like, wait a fucking minute, this is not good. Like truck crashes, like some fucking semi trucks, like that shit can be deadly. It can kill like so many people, and thank God the driver was okay. But it was like he didn't even give the update that the driver was okay before he was like, oh my god, the makeup, oh my god, my launch. It was like, dude, a fucking truck crashed. That's like, oh my god. He could have even at least said that everyone was okay like before he mentioned the makeup. Because I mean, I understand like if the shipping and shit was late for his big launch, like whatever. But oh my god, you know. So there was that. Anyways, so next, there's this guy, okay? So there's this guy named KJ Bennett, and I was looking at an Instagram. I found him through a bunch of other people talking about him, and he's kind of calling out James. He's talking about like these paints are not, he was afraid that these paints are not going to like they weren't tested properly, and he found that the company that was producing these paints hasn't had the best track record and has all kinds of shit on them. And he posted a bunch of Instagram stories, and not Instagram stories, he posted a lot of Instagram posts about the launch and everything. And he, like, the main things he mentioned were that James was talking about, like, oh my god, we're changing the formula a bunch of times to make sure it's perfect before the launch. But this guy, Kevin James Bennett, was like, whenever you change the formula, you have to go through weeks and weeks of testing to test it. So, like, there's no way that if he's still changing the formula, then that, like, there'll be a launch with properly tested formula, I guess. It's just the whole thing. And it's just, but yeah, I'm gonna link his Instagram down below because he has a lot of really good information. Like, he knows his shit about the makeup industry, and yeah, I'd really recommend going to his Instagram and learning more, because I'm not too well versed in makeup, of course, but I think it was just really interesting to hear from him, like an industry expert, on his thoughts on this. And of course, he mentioned that James has too much controversy behind him to be having a good launch like this. But um, yeah, there's that. So untested makeup, allegedly, and a truck flipping over, and everything just, it's a whole thing. But anyways, he comes to being able to launch his painted thing. Also, this Kevin James Bennett, I called it Painted Gate, and I found that kind of that's a good word for it. Hashtag Painted Gate is what he was saying. I don't know, after everything, but yeah, it's kind of nutso that this is happening. But yeah, his launch came, and he was like, oh my god, I'm having such a good time. His, like, friends threw confetti on him and shit, and it was a whole thing, and he was so excited about it. But things happened quickly where, so when he was first advertising it, he was like, these are very affordable, like, these, like, I think the paints themselves are like $15 a bottle or some shit, and like the whole set is $175 of like the brushes and the paints and all that shit, you know? But the thing is that like the shipping costs turned out to be like astronomical. And at first I was like, well, yeah, it's shipping, like it's kind of hard to control that. But like, oh my god, like people were saying that, I was looking at some comments, people were saying like the shipping to overseas was like $55 extra onto their order, and like that's that's batshit. Like, I don't know much about shipping costs. I run an Etsy, and I just do everything through there, and even then, I'm like, oh, international shipping is usually like 20 to 30 bucks, even like if it's like overseas to like a bunch of like different countries, right? And even that's a little high. I know Etsy has some higher prices for international shipping, and I know there's better options, so I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, someone was saying that even in Canadian shipping, it was going to be like $30 to just ship to Canada, which is like literally right fucking there, dude. So I don't know what his shipping options are, or what he's trying to, I don't know. Like, there has to be a better option to make these things more affordable. That, or he's just like, I don't know. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. He just, like, there's gotta be better. I hope he figures that out, because that's just not, it's not good, because then it's just not affordable, and that must have stunted some of his, I mean, of course I don't want his sales to go well, I want his shit to be shut down, but like, it was just not good on that end. But yeah, that was more of the disaster. But apparently, even so, some of his colors sold out in like less than 10 minutes and shit. And he was like, "Oh my god, that's so amazing!" And then he went on and like twerked on TikTok, wherever the fuck. I don't know where he twerked. I don't know. It's I can't believe I'm saying that. But anyways, then he was saying like, "Oh, I already ordered the restock and shit." But people are a little sussy. People are a little sussy about that. They're like, "It's sold out really fast," and people are wondering if he's actually just like sitting on a stock somewhere, because it makes more sense that he probably ordered. I mean, this is of course just like business shit, but like it makes a lot of sense that he would order like a shit ton and only put out a little bit at once for the first launch to be like, "Oh my god, so urgent. You gotta go and buy this shit before it sells out." And of course, like I can't talk about how like ethical that is, because like a lot of businesses do that, but that's just the whole part of it, I guess. It's yeah. Anyways, that's about the gist of his whole disastrous launch. And of course, like, he's fine. He made a shit ton of money from it, of course. And I can't believe it that he's just back again, and the way that he kind of snuck back under the radar, because we hadn't heard about him in a while, I think. And I think that's a little weird. He must have just been like plotting from behind the scenes, like passing things along to his buddies and being like, "Oh my god." But yeah, he had an after party after his launch, and it looked like not a lot of people showed up. I'm sorry, that's mean. But like it looked like, you expect sometimes when James has these like big bashes where the fuck a bunch of like celebrities show up, but it looked like not many big name people were there, which like maybe people are finally starting to see that they shouldn't be hanging around him. Oh my god, speaking of the launch party, I just looked it up and Jojo Siwa was there. No! Jojo, no! Why did she keep doing this? Oh no. It's fine. Okay, anyways, back to the video. But again, it's kind of just like disconcerting that he's kind of coming back into the industry, like again sneaking back. I don't know how moral it is to like sneak his product on the like massive celebrities, but yeah, I'll probably be hearing more about this soon. This just happened like 3 days ago, and again, I was literally like, what happened to James Charles? Like, where is he gone? He's fucked off the end of the earth, I guess, with his millions of dollars. But I guess he's back, and he's back with a vengeance. So we're going to see what happens probably soon, because also, we'll see what the reviews of the makeup come in. I may make another video once that comes up, because Kevin James Bennett was talking about how the ingredients in the makeup were like not approved to be used around the eyes, which is like I feel like the main thing that his like this set, like the painted set, where it's like for like eye painting and shit, right? So I'm wondering if like reviews will start coming in about it being like shit makeup, I mean, of course he'd probably put money into it, and it's probably like fine, but I'm just wondering. I want to see what happens in the coming days when people actually get their shipments, and wondering how that will all turn out. But anyways, that's all I have to say on the topic, I guess. It's kind of nuts. I'm really surprised that he came back. I mean, I'm not that surprised. Of course, he's just gonna keep coming back. That's how these celebrities are. Whenever they get canceled, they come back a few months later, acting like literally everything is fine. And they still somehow have so much money, and it's so awesome, and they're just going to live their happy little lives. But anyways, yeah, that's about all I have to say on the topic. That's the end of the video. If you liked it, make sure to like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow my channel a little more. I do art sometimes. I mean, I do art, of course, you can see in the background of the video. I do art tutorials sometimes, though. Sometimes I'll talk about art shit, maybe. Yeah, I like to do commentary if you have any like topics that I could talk about that you would like to see. Comment down below, or just comment whatever. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'm having fun doing these commentary videos. I like to just rant. It's a little therapeutic. It's fun. I like to do art as well. I like showing my art process because it's kind of silly. But yeah, have a great rest of your days, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Oh, and also he groomed minors. Okay, bye.